Can you build an entire CS2 loadout with a knife with actually good looking skins for under $150? Hey, what's up guys? It's Turbo here, and today I did just that to help you guys pick up some new skins for super cheap and spice up your inventory. And all the prices were from Skinport, where you can buy skins for cheaper than market price and sell skins for real money. I've sold thousands, never had a single problem, and you can too. Just check the link in the description down below. If you use that link, it helps the channel in a huge way. Anyways, let's start off with the pistols. The first skin we have is the CZ75 Crimson Web Field Tested, and obviously this thing looks tremendous. I mean, sure, a lot of it is the default CZ, but then you have the spider pattern, the Crimson Web, that really brings it to the absolute next level. If you use the CZ, this is one of the best skins you can get on a budget. Also, Spider-Man. Next, we have the Deagle Trigger Discipline Minimal Wear, and for under $1, you can have this bad boy right here. In-game, it looks actually really sick. Very clean. You have the pink on the barrel with the cool little effect. It's simple, clean, but still looks really sick in-game. And also, it's under $1. Next, we have the Glock 18 Bullet Queen Battle Scarred, and despite it being battle scarred, it actually looks a little bit better. You still have the Bullet Queen, you have this incredible artwork, you still have the yellow, but then this part of the skin actually fades away, which kind of gives off vibes of a better version of the default Glock. And of course, a lot of the details are still intact. You have this crown up here. I mean, for $2.50, not too bad. Next up, we have the USPS Jawbreaker, which is a phenomenal skin from the Kilowatt case. And of course, I wanted to pick something a little bit newer, but you have this yellow in the background. You have blue to contrast it super well, and it fades into pink down here, which is definitely a nice touch. You have the word doggy in graffiti. And of course, the artwork is top tier. To be honest, it's up there with the Hyper Beast. It's a little pricey at just under $7, but to be honest, this thing kinda slaps, not gonna lie. Next up, we have the Dooley's Melodramas, which might be a little bit too much for a lot of people, but in my opinion, these things look pretty sick. Obviously, for under $1, you can't beat these. So you have some watermelons that look absolutely evil. They're a little creepy in my opinion. And then you have this dark blue, as well as all these little textures and all these things that kind of really add to it. And these things in game do look super sick. It says beware of sleeping. The second you see these skins, you're gonna have nightmares about it, which is perfect for a skin where you can instill fear into your opponents and win rounds. Here's one that's absolutely perfect on a budget, the 5.7 Boost Protocol. So of course, it is a very clean skin, but it also is super well made. You have this orange-pink fade up here on the top to be more reminiscent of some other skins in the game. But of course, you have like anime robot kind of vibes going on all over the place with these robot eyes. You have Boost right here with the orange line that's kind of reminiscent of the Asimov. You have this beautiful combination of both carbon fiber and white that really do a great job. I mean, just overall, it's clean, but it looks tremendous. Now boys, we're going into old school territory with the P90 Asimov. I don't even really need to say it because the Asimov has been a legendary skin in the game for years, and this is the cheapest one you can possibly find. Of course, you have the white, the black, the orange, and all of them in the perfect combination. There's a reason why the Asimov is such a classic skin, because it genuinely holds up today. And the P250 is no exception. Next up, we have the Tech 9 Brother, which is effectively a cheaper version of the fuel injector, obviously with a slightly different aesthetic, because of course you have the standard metal right here, but then you also have this yellow with kind of yellow camouflage built into it, as well as two pieces of tape right here. And the best part about all of it is this. Every time you hold this weapon, this guy will be staring at you, hyping you up, helping you win more rounds. Or it might just scare the living out of you. Moving on to the SMGs. First, we have the Mac 10 Pipe Down Minimal Wear. And this skin absolutely got a massive upgrade in CS2. And even though it's just the silver with the red, the 3D effect absolutely brings it to the next level. Like, it looks really cool. With the depth maps and everything in the 3D effects, it is top tier. Absolutely. For the MP9, we have the only covert MP9 in the game, the Starlight Protector Field Tested. And for the low price of just like $2.50, now sure, this skin might not necessarily be for everybody, but I think it actually looks kind of cool because you have the white and the gold, which work super well together. You have this rainbow unicorn right here. But in my opinion, for the price to looks ratio, this is absolutely the best MP9 in the game by far. If you do use the XM, you can always pick up a Zombie Offensive, which has multiple different patterns. Obviously, it's not the prettiest skin in the game. Most of it is the default XM, but the artwork hits hard, especially if you're a fan of the game Left 4 Dead. For the MP7, we went with the only covert MP7 in the game, just like the MP9, the Bloodsport. And this thing has a whole whole lot going on. So you have, of course, the orange, the white, you have this, I guess it's like darkish gray, and just a ton of Easter eggs all over the place. Ninja, there's a cat, there's Voltec back here. There is a lot to look at. And also, this thing does a great job of just looking absolutely insane when you're actually using it in game. For the Nova, we have the Wild 6, which is honestly not really my favorite skin in the game, but it was one that I found that looked pretty unique for a pretty low price. I mean, sure, you have like these shark teeth, you have Wild right here. The whole thing looks like it's made out of like old dilapidated wood with some metal back here being held together with some tape. It looks so different from a lot of the other Novas. Ever since the Space Cat dropped, I've been a massive fan of it. So this is basically a black and white skin with a giant space cat, but with purple accents that take it to the next level. And I mean, if you do have a pair of Pandora's boxes, which isn't really possible for this low of a budget, but side note, they do look really good with the Pandora's boxes. Overall though, this thing is both clean and colorful in just the right way. For the last mid tier, we have the GOAT. We have the greatest UMP of all time, the Primal Saber. On top of having a clean aesthetic with this teal fangs and also just kind of a gray design, the artwork of this Primal Saber looks really good. And obviously the combination of the two works hand in hand to make it one of the best looking UMPs in the game if you do use the UMP. Obviously, because of the 555 system, you might have to sacrifice some skins for others, but I just want to make sure everyone has their bases covered. But yeah, Primal Saber, 10 out of 10. Now we have probably one of the best looking skins on this list, the AK-47 Nightwish Field Tested. And as you can tell, this skin is absolutely incredible. I mean, sure, it's not as clean as it would be in factory new, but I mean, for $7, it's one of the coverts from the Dreams and Nightmares collection, and it's also pearlescence. Depending on the angle, it either looks blue or more purple. It really adds a lot to it. It kind of brings it to the next level. And also the artwork is pretty top tier. For the M4A4, we have the Neo Noir Minimal Wear, which of course has neon colors. You have the pink, purple, and blue all mixed together. And then of course you also have black and white with the classic Neo Noir artwork that we all know and love. I mean, overall for the price, this is probably your best bet. And of course, I also threw up the M4A1S as well, and we went with the field tested Black Lotus from the Kilowatt collection. Number one, it has a custom suppressor and the rest of it is really clean. And number two, the artwork is actually kind of nuts. Obviously, because it has a metallic finish in CS2, it looks tremendous. It reacts to the lighting and it just looks super sick. I mean, plus you have some flowers right here. You have this dark blue with a little bit of purple. And in my opinion, this is one of the best skins from the Kilowatt collection. It's honestly kind of shocking how cheap this skin is, but next from the Recoil collection, we have the Chromatic Aberration Field Tested. And of course, it does have the Chromatic Aberration effect where it's kind of like that red-blue. But on top of the Chromatic Aberration effect, you also have this pink tiger camo, which actually looks pretty sick. And just the contrast of these two things does such a great job of complementing the skin. And I mean, for just over $5, this thing is severely underpriced. For the FAMAS, we're going with something a little bit more basic, the Mecha Industries Minimal Wear. And it has the perfect combination of both white and black with some accents of red that really bring it to the next level. And this thing looks super futuristic. It also looks incredibly clean in game. No complaints from me. Moving on to the Galil, we have the Chromatic Aberration Minimal Wear, just like the op. And compared to the op, it has a few different details, of course. You have the bomb code right here on the stock. You have a star right here with the Chromatic Aberration effect. And genuinely, this is actually one of the better looking Galils in the game. Okay, I know it's a little cringe, but now we have the SSG Turbo Peak Field Tested from the Operation Riptide collection. And I mean, what more can I say? It has more neon colors, of course, SSG right here with the red and yellow. And then of course you have a pink and then darker pink fade going on here with an actual race car right here in the middle, plus another race car right here. And honestly, for the budget, not a bad choice if you use the Scout. And last but not least, we have the SG553 Dragon Tech, which is a severely underrated skin. I mean, sure, not a lot of people buy the Krieg, but the Dragon Tech for under $1, the artwork absolutely slaps. You have this green dragon just doing some dragon things. You have green flames all over the place with the carbon fiber to really add to it. Also the custom scope. But honestly though, name a better skin for around this price for the Krieg. I don't think it's possible because this thing, it's great. So obviously, because so many of the knives are pretty expensive, it was really hard to find a knife that would fit within the budget, but I found just the one, and it actually doesn't look too bad. The Navaja Ultraviolet. I mean, sure, the Navaja is probably one of the worst knives in the game, but the Ultraviolet, honestly, even in field tested, it does a pretty great job of actually making it look good with the purple handle, purple screw, as well as the relatively clean blade. It's way better than the default knife. That's all I have to say. Anyways, make sure to drop a like if you guys want more videos like this. Leave a comment down below letting me know your thoughts. Did I pick the right skins? Did I pick the wrong skins? Subscribe with the bell if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. It's Turbo, and I'm out. Hey guys, have a Discord server. Peace.